Welcome to Tales by Pavitra, where stories inspire, dreams take flight, and challenges turn into victories.
A second too late, Maya's life was a race against time. At 25, dressed in her sharp formal suit, she was always in a rush, too busy chasing deadlines to notice the world around her. Every morning, she sped through the crowded streets, bumping into strangers, her eyes glued to her phone. She thought speed was efficiency, but in reality, she was missing out on life itself. One morning, running late as usual, she found herself stuck in a terrible traffic jam. Frustration built inside her, yet she failed to realize that had she left a few minutes earlier, she wouldn't be trapped. When she finally arrived at work, she sprinted towards the conference room only to see the glass door shut in front of her. The biggest meeting of her career had started. She was a second too late. It wasn't just work that suffered. That evening, she had promised to meet her best friend for dinner, but caught up in endless tasks. She arrived to find the table empty. A note was left behind. "I waited. Goodbye." Disappointment stung, but she convinced herself that there would be another time. But the next regret was heavier. That night, her father called. She saw the phone ring but ignored it, too exhausted to talk. The next morning, she received the news. Her father was gone. A single moment, a missed call, changed everything forever. Guilt weighed on her heart. Life had continued moving forward, but Maya had never been truly present. She tried to go on as usual, throwing herself into work, but old habits led to new failures. Rushing to a job interview, she took the elevator instead of the stairs, only for it to break down. She lost the opportunity. At work, she was warned that another missed deadline would cost her promotion. When the deadline arrived, she delayed by a few hours. It was enough for the position to be handed to someone else. Time was slipping through her fingers, and she was always a step behind. Then came the wake-up call. One night, as she hurried across the street, she didn't see the speeding car heading toward her. The blinding headlights froze her in place. The next thing she knew, she was waking up in a hospital bed. For the first time in years, time had stopped for her. Staring at the clock on the wall, she realized she had spent her whole life racing ahead, never truly living. As she lay there, she imagined what could have been: conversations with her father, a dinner that wasn't missed, a life where she wasn't always too late. And at that moment, she made a decision. She would never let time control her again. The first step was rebuilding. She called her best friend, hoping for a second chance. At a cafe, she sat across from her, nervous and filled with regret. At first, there was silence, but then the walls broke down. Maya apologized, truly this time, and they laughed about old memories, starting anew. At work, she tried to manage time better, but old habits were hard to break. An urgent deadline loomed, and she felt the familiar panic rising. This time, however, a senior colleague noticed and offered advice. "Rushing never gets you ahead. Smart planning does." She listened, adjusted, and when a second chance at a promotion came, she was ready. She presented her project on time, and for once, she wasn't the one watching from outside. Some things, however, couldn't be undone. Visiting her father's grave, she laid down a bouquet and whispered, "I hear you now, Dad." She had lost the chance to be there for him, but she wouldn't lose any more moments with the people she loved. Life soon tested her again. One day, she was walking down the street when she noticed someone about to step onto the road, completely unaware of an approaching car. Without thinking, Maya grabbed the stranger's arm just in time. A second too late, and the story would have been different. For the first time, Maya felt in control of time, instead of the other way around. She no longer rushed mindlessly. She was present. Sitting at a park, watching children play, she smiled as she glanced at her watch. It was noon, but for once, she wasn't checking the time out of anxiety. The next morning, as she walked through the bustling city, she noticed things she had once ignored: the street musician, the morning sun, the kindness in strangers' smiles. She still had goals, but now she understood the secret. Time is not the enemy, it's a gift, and she would never waste it again. Moral of the story: time waits for no one. The moments we ignore today may never return tomorrow. Instead of rushing through life, we must learn to live in the present, cherish our loved ones, and make every second count.
Dizzy, if this story inspired you, Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Tales by Pavitra for more motivational content. Hit the bell notification bell, drop a comment below, and tell us, what's your silver lining? Let's inspire each other.